Tuesday here on Effin' Opinions, and you know what that means. It's another video by the Mallow Cakes, who has horrible hair today, even though it's the same fucking hairdo I do in every video. I have a feeling this one might run a little long. I actually made notes yesterday because I knew I'd be making this one late today because my sister's over. Sorry, I keep fucking with my hair. It looks retarded. My sister was over, and now it's 8 o'clock. And I hope I can get this up before midnight, but my internet's been fixed, so it usually only takes an hour. So as long as I don't make like a 4-hour video, we'll be okay. If I'm looking this way, I have notes, so sorry. It's odd that you mentioned Egyptian mythology because in middle school I had an Ankh necklace that never left my neck, and I forgot to mention it in my last video because I totally forgot about it till just then. I actually still had it up until about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. The metal was so malleable that the bottom broke off, so it was just like the that way thing and the that way thing. Never mind. Wow. I'm actually not tired. I'm just stupid this time. Ooh, heartburn. I had a point in my life where I was really into Greek, Roman, and Celtic mythology because I was in a Wiccan phase. And I do still have my triple goddess necklace. I just don't know where it is. There's a moonstone in it. Really need to find out where that is. Moonstone. But for some reason, when I read the tales of like Odin and Loki and Sleipnir, is that the name? I'm stupid in this video. I know I always make excuses, but I don't give a fuck. Everything was like really clicked with them, and you know, whatever. And oh, we had a paper to do like yours. Where you could do whatever you want. I did Edgar Allan Poe's stories, just a side note. And also, didn't anyone tell you that geeks are cool now? They are. We kind of are. Just are. Oh, and, lady, okay, I was in a Japanese culture before it was cool, so I'm going to put on my damn hipster glasses and tell you, I don't care, because I am an otaku. I'm not a weirdo, even though I said I was, because I don't go to cons and put on kitty. Oh, I do put on kitty ears, but that's not like a anime thing. That's just a Destiny thing, I guess. So fairy tales. By the way, stuffy nose. Sorry. This is why I'm scared it's gonna be a long video. I'm already 3 minutes in, and I have a list. Okay, I love fairy tales. In fact, I wrote a Hermione Snape fan fiction about fairy tales where they were sucked into a Muggle fairy tale book magically, and they have to go through the fairy tales and they fall in love. And it's actually like in the Hermione Snape community, it's well read. I have quite a few comments on it. If you're not into Hermione Snape, don't read it. If you are, it's called Once Upon a Potions Class by the Mallow Cakes, or I believe Mallow Cakes is off. But anyway, I'm really not into fairy tales as much as I used to be, because I used to be like way into them. Also, the original fairy tales, you know, are pretty bad, as I'm sure most people has read. There's an article on Cracked. Sleeping Beauty has the rape, and Snow White has a semi-cannibalistic queen, and I'm going to try to ignore those for this video because I could spend about 1 billion hours on each of those. So I'm going to focus on the fluffy, cutesy fairy tale shit, and that's what you guys like anyway, right? I mean, okay, between you and me, you're probably the gross fuckers that want the other shit, but I'm still going to do that fluffy shit. Sorry. So I looked up a list in case there's any missed, and that's what's over here on my computer screen. That's why I'm looking that direction instead of at you lovely people. Let's see. Little Red Riding Hood is a rather dull one for me. I'm not really a fan. It's a classic, and I did have like people reimagining it, and a few of those, but I mean, all in all, it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of boring. I've heard it too many times. I like the Looney Tunes, did it a few times. Snow White, I like the story, not so much the Disney one. I'm not a big fan of her. Some of the reimaginings are good. Not, what is it, Snow White and the Hunter, or whatever it is. Fuck that shit. Kristen Stewart can't act. Don't get her. Sleeping Beauty, I like the story a lot. It was my favorite chapter in my fanfic. Mostly because it was the pervy one. Let's see. The Disney ones are really cute. I like the fairies. That's really about it. Um, I like Maleficent, first female villain in Disney, so I think, no, it's Snow White. Why did they say that? No, the witch was the first one. Was Snow White or Sleeping Beauty first? Snow White was first, right? I'm right about this, correct? Somebody tell me. The Swan Princess. I haven't really actually read it that much, but the movie, I can't remember who makes it, actually. Is it the same people who make Thumbelina? I need to quit getting hung up on this because I'm 5 minutes in. Anyway, the Swan Princess movie is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. I literally just watched it the other day for like the 15 millionth time. I have the soundtrack on my iPod. I'm not even fucking ashamed to admit. I could sing every word to every song on it. It's amazing. But like I said, I haven't really read the story that much to really comment on it. Cinderella's another one that kind of bores me. I mean, it's okay. It's better than Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood is probably my least favorite, but I really don't have that much to say about it. I liked writing the chapter for it. Three Little Pigs is a great one. I love the. I used to have a book on tape. It was a Disney book on tape, and there was cute little songs in it and stuff. So, I mean, I guess I wouldn't like it as much if I didn't have that memory, but whatever. Pinocchio is like, I hate that I think a lot of these are boring, but I really want to say boring. I mean, it's not horrible. I just don't have much to say about it, I guess. I like when they go to that amusement park. It's an amusement park or a town? You know what I'm talking about. Everybody's seen Pinocchio. They turn into donkeys. I love when they turn into donkeys. I like Lampwick. That is his name. I don't know, it's been a while. Pocahontas was on the list. Is that a fairy tale? Can we really call that one? I don't know. I like the Disney version, and the first time I realized Mel Gibson could sing, even though he's a jackass. He's a good-looking, singing jackass. Lumberjack Harry. Jew-hating jackass. If you know anything about me, if you hate the Jews, I just can't talk to you. But anyways. Jack and the Beanstalk. It isn't really one of my favorites either. I like the story, but I guess, I don't know, I don't like the way it's written. Which is weird to say. The Frog Prince is actually pretty good. That's another one of my chapters I wrote that I really liked. But that's just me tooting my own horn, I guess. There's a TV show, Once Upon a Time, that I'll kind of talk about at the end, that I really liked where they brought in the giant and stuff, and how Jack was a girl. That was pretty neat. Hansel and Gretel's got a good story going. I like, there's reimaginings that's been done that I like. I haven't seen is Jeremy Renner in it? Somebody else? I haven't seen that yet, but I want to, even though it doesn't look like it has anything to do with fairy tale whatsoever. Anyway, Rapunzel. This is lotion, by the way, just so you don't think I'm holding something weird. Rapunzel's amazing. It's one of my favorites. I love the story. I love all the reimaginings. I love my chapter I wrote. It was one of my favorites. Disney's version is not even close to the fairy tale, but it is one of my favorite Disney movies. It actually had that old Disney feel, which I miss, even though they said they're never making a drawn movie again. I really need to stop going off on tangents. The Princess and the Pea is pretty okay. I don't really pay much attention to it. Thumbelina, I love the cartoon version. I'm not really, this is meh on the story version. I could go either way. The movie version is, again, I don't remember who it's by. It's that one person. And something. Again, getting hung up on small details. The Little Mermaid's great. I love the original version and the Disney one. Ursula's one of my favorite villains in Disney. The music is amazing. And the cartoon, and I like the manta ray. Anyways, even though it definitely does not follow the original story, I still enjoy the Disney version. Probably more than the original version. Because I'm all about love conquering all. All you need is love. Shirts. See? See? Which I guess it did, just she had to die to... Anyways, Diamonds and Toads is my favorite fairy tale of all time. I don't really know why. I've always loved it. I had one of them little, I think it's I Can Read books or something that had all the fairy tales in it, and that's the first and only time I've ever really read that. And I still have it, and it's still one of my favorites, and I drew it for a favorite. I had a 30-day challenge on DeviantArt, and I drew it for my favorite fairy tale I drew. It's been puking up. It's really cute. Puking up. It's really cute, yeah. Anyway, Aladdin. Um, I'll admit I haven't really read it too many times. I had a few storybooks of it when I was little, but like I had my own library technically because my grandma works for a publishing company. Um, I had a few storybooks that were like longer than the original, I think, if I remember right. But anyway, the Disney version, more in point of fact, the King of Thieves movie, having nothing at all to do with the fairy tales, is my favorite, one of my favorite movies of all time. And Jafar is one of my most favorite villains in anything ever, coming in third only to like Kefka from Final Fantasy VI and Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. Um, I honestly could only give my opinion on the Disney version though, because I don't remember the actual fairy tale. I hope I'm not about to sneeze. It won't go away. Anyways, okay. Alice in Wonderland was on the list. Again, not a fairy tale. I don't even know why it was on there. I don't know why at all. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because, again, not a fairy tale, but anyone who knows me will say I'm rather obsessed with the story of Alice in Wonderland. Not so much Disney, but the book and any reimaginings I've ever found. Erica McGee's Alice, The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Biddor, uh, the Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs, which is my favorite perfume company. They have a whole series of them. I wear them all the time. I'm actually out of like Cheshire Cat. But anyways, there's this band called Escape Key that does an awesome song called The Girl That Never Was. Awesome fucking song. Go listen to it, seriously. But still not a fairy tale, so I digress. Goldilocks the Three Bears, good, not great. Um, Three Billy Goats Gruff. Okay. Three Billy Goats Gruff is another one of my top favorites, but this was more as a kid, so I don't remember how much I liked it. I know my grandpa used to tell me the stories, and I love bridge trolls, so that was the story my grandpa told me the most, actually. And one that wasn't on the list, I remembered because of the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and I remember always watching a little cartoon. It's called The W017 Kids. It's from these VHS from like 1987. It's called My Favorite Fairy Tales. And the fucking goats or sheep, they're supposed to be goats, but I think they're supposed to be sheep in the cartoon. They were cute as hell. I actually went and found the video and watched it right before this video because I fucking love it. And it's like really well directed actually for a little 1987 VHS cartoon. Lastly, before I go, I'm going to mention Once Upon a Time again. That shit is great. I love all the fairy tale people living together. I think that's amazing. I love all the twisted turns. Rumpelstiltskin, which wasn't on this list, which is a good fairy tale, is amazing. I think everything about it is absolutely flawless, and if you disagree, well, you could just kiss my entire ass. Let me make sure I didn't... Okay. Yep, I'm out of fairy tales, and I'm gonna go because I'm 13 minutes in, and I'm done, and I have shit to do. I have to go color a gadget mouse picture for my DeviantArt. I'm gonna put a link down. It's my first art I'm ever proud of. Gruffy Gummy and Gusto Gummy shipping picture, if you're at all interested, and the link to the Wolf and the Seven Little Kids on Dailymotion. Okay, that's all. Live long and prosper.